Today's idiom is, I just winged it. It means you did something spontaneously, without prior planning or preparation, improvising on the spot. Origin links to 19th century theater, where actors learned lines or improvised in the wings. It describes successfully managing a task with no detailed plan. Our first example, the presentation went surprisingly well, even though I just winged it. The speaker improvised their talk. Second, I didn't have a recipe, so I just winged it with what was in the fridge. This applies to spontaneous cooking. Both illustrate achieving positive outcomes without detailed plans.
Similar phrases include play it by ear and improvise. Play it by ear means reacting as events unfold. Wing it implies no initial preparation. Improvise is a broader term. Use wing it to convey successfully completing a task through spontaneous effort.
To summarize, I just winged it means completing a task by improvising without prior planning. Rooted in theatre's spontaneous performances, it captures quick thinking. So, when you successfully navigate a situation with no script, remember this idiom. It's perfect for moments of unplanned yet effective action. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, it's kind of bittersweet. This phrase describes a feeling combining happiness and sadness, or pleasure and pain, simultaneously. It's like a complex emotional cocktail. The term joins bitter and sweet, ancient English words. Their compound use to express such nuanced emotion became prominent around the 16th century. Let's look at examples. Graduating from college was bittersweet, excited but sad to leave friends. Joy of achievement mixes with sorrow. Another, eating my grandmother's last home-cooked meal was bittersweet, filled with love and impending loss. Comfort of family tradition intertwines with painful awareness, illustrating this dual emotional experience.
Similar expressions include mixed feelings, a general term for conflicting emotions. It's broader. Tinged with sadness suggests a main positive feeling with minor sorrow. Bittersweet implies a more equal, intertwined presence of both joy and sorrow, making it perfect for that beautiful, paradoxical blend of happiness and pain.
To sum up, it's kind of bittersweet. Describes experiences evoking both happiness and sadness simultaneously. Rooted in the simple combination of bitter and sweet, it captures complex human emotion. When you celebrate a new beginning while mourning an ending, or cherish a moment knowing it won't last, this idiom perfectly articulates that profound, dual-natured feeling. Use it well. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, I'm at a loss for words. This vivid expression means you're so overwhelmed by an emotion, whether it's surprise, awe, shock, or deep sadness, that you simply can't think of anything to say. Imagine a moment so impactful that your vocabulary just vanishes. The phrase's origin lies in the general English use of loss to mean a deprivation or inability to find something, a concept that became commonly applied to the inability to form words by the 18th century. It powerfully conveys a sense of being speechless due to intense feeling. Let's explore how this idiom plays out in real life with a couple of examples. First, when I saw the beautiful sunset over the ocean, I was truly at a loss for words. Here, the speaker is expressing profound awe and admiration. The beauty was so overwhelming that words couldn't capture it. In our second example, after hearing the shocking news about his promotion, he stood there, completely at a loss for words. The context shifts to surprise, perhaps mixed with joy or disbelief. Both scenarios highlight moments where emotions are so strong that they temporarily prevent verbal expression. Notice how the phrase perfectly conveys an intense emotional reaction, making it very versatile.
Now let's look at some similar expressions. Speechless is perhaps the closest synonym, meaning literally unable to speak, often due to strong emotion. You might say I was speechless with joy. It's very interchangeable with at a loss for words. Another useful phrase is stunned. While stunned also implies a strong impact that leaves one unable to react or speak, it often carries a stronger connotation of shock, disbelief, or being overwhelmed to the point of temporary mental paralysis. You might be stunned by the news, but at a loss for words often specifically highlights the inability to articulate a response.
To wrap up, I am at a loss for words is a powerful idiom to describe those moments when intense emotions render you temporarily unable to speak. Whether it's awe, shock, or deep emotion, it perfectly conveys the idea that words simply fail to emerge. Rooted in the general understanding of loss as an inability, this phrase has been helping English speakers express profound feelings for centuries. So, the next time something truly moves you, feel free to use this idiom to share that experience effectively. It's a fantastic way to communicate the depth of your reaction. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is we went the extra mile. This phrase means to make a special effort, or to do more than is expected or required, essentially exceeding expectations. Its origin is deeply rooted in ancient history, specifically from a biblical teaching. In Roman-occupied Judea, soldiers could legally force civilians to carry their equipment for 1 mile. Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, recorded in Matthew 5:41, famously taught his followers to go with them 2 miles, encouraging people to go beyond mere obligation. This act of voluntary over-delivery became the enduring metaphor for dedicated effort. Let's look at how we use this idiom in everyday conversation. Imagine a scenario like, our team went the extra mile to ensure the client's presentation was perfect, working late nights to refine every detail. Here, went the extra mile highlights the team's exceptional dedication, showing they did more than just the baseline work, investing additional time and effort. Now consider another context. Even after finishing his shift, the nurse went the extra mile, staying to comfort a distressed patient. This example beautifully illustrates how the nurse provided care beyond his official duties, demonstrating compassion and commitment. Both instances emphasize a voluntary act of going above and beyond what is strictly necessary or expected, whether in professional projects or personal care.
There are several phrases that convey a similar meaning. Go above and beyond is a direct synonym, meaning to exceed what is required, much like go the extra mile. Both highlight exceptional effort and dedication. Another phrase is bend over backwards. While similar, bend over backwards often implies making an extreme effort, sometimes to an uncomfortable degree, specifically to please someone or fulfill a request. It carries a more intense connotation of personal sacrifice or difficulty. Use bend over backwards when emphasizing strenuous effort to accommodate others. Go the extra mile is broader for exceeding expectations.
In summary, we went the extra mile is a powerful idiom describing the act of going beyond what is expected or required, demonstrating extra dedication and effort. Originating from an ancient biblical teaching about voluntary generosity, it encourages us to always give our absolute best, and then some. Next time you or your team accomplish something outstanding by putting in exceptional effort, remember this phrase. It's a perfect way to acknowledge the hard work and commitment that leads to truly remarkable results. Keep going that extra mile and inspire those around you. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is we cry wolf a lot. This means we frequently make false alarms, causing people to stop believing us when a real crisis arises. It comes from Aesop's fable, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, where repeated false warnings led to distrust. This teaches the importance of credibility. Let's see examples. First, the company announced layoffs that never happened, so when real cuts came, nobody took them seriously. They cried wolf a lot. False alarms eroded trust. Second, my friend often exaggerates. Because she cries wolf, I dismiss her genuine concerns. Both show how frequent false alarms diminish our credibility, making it harder to be believed.
While we cry wolf a lot implies repeated false alarms and lost trust. To give a false alarm is a general, single, untrue warning. To overstate the case means to exaggerate, not always danger-related. Crying wolf uniquely highlights the consequence of frequent misleading warnings. Real danger is ignored due to eroded credibility from past untruths.
In summary, we cry wolf a lot means making frequent false alarms, causing others to doubt us when true warnings are needed. From Aesop's fable, it stresses credibility. Baseless warnings make our words lose weight. Let's reserve urgent calls for genuine emergencies, ensuring warnings are taken seriously, fostering trust in communication. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, I canceled them. This phrase has become very prominent in recent years, reflecting a shift in how society holds individuals and entities accountable. Essentially, it means to publicly withdraw your support or endorsement from someone or something because of their actions or statements that are deemed offensive or unacceptable. This modern usage of cancel emerged from online communities, particularly Black Twitter, in the 21st century, and has since become a widely recognized concept in public discourse, often associated with cancel culture. It signifies a collective effort to shun or boycott. Let's explore how I canceled them is used in different situations. For our first example, after the celebrity made those insensitive comments, many fans said, I canceled them. Here, fans are collectively expressing their decision to no longer support the celebrity due to their controversial remarks. It's a public declaration of withdrawing their patronage. Now, for our second example, when the company was exposed for unethical practices, I canceled them by boycotting their products. In this scenario, I canceled them refers to an individual's decision to stop supporting a company, perhaps by refusing to buy their products, as a response to their unethical behavior. Both examples clearly show the act of withdrawing support due to perceived wrongdoing, whether from an individual or an organization.
When we look for similar expressions, to boycott is a very close match. To boycott means to refuse to buy, use, or participate in something as a way of protesting. While cancel often implies a broader social rejection and shaming, boycott is specifically about withholding economic or social engagement. Another similar phrase is to cut ties with, which means to end a relationship or association with someone. This is generally more personal than cancel, and doesn't always carry the same public shaming aspect. You might cut ties with a friend, but cancel a public figure or brand.
In summary, I cancelled them means to publicly withdraw support from a person or entity due to their unacceptable actions. This phrase emerged from digital culture and is a powerful way to express disapproval and advocate for accountability. Remember, while it's a relatively new idiom, its core meaning of withdrawing support due to perceived misconduct is clear. It's often used in the context of social media and public opinion. So, the next time you hear or use this phrase, you'll know it signals a significant withdrawal of endorsement or support because of objectionable behavior. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is I was swamped with work. This phrase means being completely overwhelmed by a vast number of tasks, much like being trapped in a deep, muddy swamp. Originating in the 17th century, it draws on the literal image of being submerged or unable to move in a wetland, effectively conveying a powerful sense of being bogged down by duties. Let's see this idiom in action. Our first example, after the product launch, I was swamped with work, answering customer inquiries day and night. This conveys intense busyness and being overwhelmed. Here's another. During tax season, accountants are often swamped with work, processing countless financial documents. Both scenarios illustrate feeling entirely submerged by demanding responsibilities.
For similar feelings, you might consider I was buried in work, which suggests being completely covered and hidden by tasks. Another useful phrase is I was inundated with work, using inundated to describe being overwhelmed by a huge, possibly sudden volume of tasks. While swamped often implies being stuck and struggling, inundated can simply mean covered by sheer quantity.
In short, I was swamped with work means you were totally overwhelmed by too many tasks and struggling to manage them. It comes from the strong image of being literally stuck in a swamp. Use this powerful idiom to clearly express that you were extremely busy and challenged by your responsibilities, unable to easily cope with the workload. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is that's as cheap as chips. This lively expression means something is extremely inexpensive or very low in price. Imagine a British fish and chip shop. Chips, or French fries, have long been one of the most affordable and widely available food items. Dating back to the early 20th century, the phrase leverages this common understanding of chips as a universally cheap food. It's a vivid way to convey that a price is remarkably low, making it accessible to almost anyone. Now let's look at how we can use this idiom in everyday conversation. For our first example, I bought this vintage t-shirt for just $5. That's as cheap as chips. Here, the speaker is expressing their surprise and satisfaction at getting a great deal on a t-shirt. It perfectly illustrates how the phrase emphasizes an exceptionally low price. Moving to our second example, the concert tickets were only £10, so we thought, that's as cheap as chips. Let's go. This shows the idiom being used to justify a spontaneous decision because the cost is so negligible. Both examples highlight how as cheap as chips effectively conveys outstanding affordability in different contexts, from shopping bargains to entertainment opportunities.
When something is as cheap as chips, you might also use dirt cheap or a steal. Dirt cheap means extremely inexpensive, often the lowest possible price, stressing absolute minimal cost. A steal suggests something is so cheap it feels like an incredible bargain, focusing on outstanding value. While as cheap as chips uses a relatable comparison to affordable chips, dirt cheap emphasizes minimal cost. A steal highlights excellent value. Each offers a slightly different nuance to express remarkable affordability, letting you choose based on context.
To recap, that's as cheap as chips is a wonderfully vivid British idiom meaning something is extremely inexpensive. Rooted in the early 20th century, it draws on the universal understanding that chips, or French fries, are a widely affordable food. We saw how it can describe anything from a bargain t-shirt to surprisingly cheap concert tickets. Remember, this idiom adds a casual, emphatic flair to your English, perfectly conveying that a price is remarkably low. Practice using it to describe your next great deal. Keep exploring idioms for richer, more expressive conversations. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is make yourself at home. This inviting phrase simply means to feel completely comfortable and relaxed, just as you would in your own residence. It's a common expression used by hosts to encourage guests to settle in and make themselves at ease. The concept behind this idiom dates back to ancient times, rooted in the universal practice of hospitality. When someone offers this welcome, they're inviting you to overcome any initial awkwardness and truly embrace the warmth of their home as if it were your own familiar space. Let's explore how make yourself at home is used in conversation with a couple of practical examples. For our first one, please come in and make yourself at home. Can I get you anything to drink? Here, a host is clearly welcoming a guest, inviting them to relax immediately upon arrival and to feel no need for formality. Now consider our second example. After a few hours, she started to make herself at home, even helping herself to a snack from the fridge. This illustrates the guest actually following the advice, getting comfortable enough to act as they would in their own familiar space. Notice how the idiom effectively communicates a sense of warmth and permission, making interactions more comfortable and genuine for everyone involved.
While make yourself at home is perfect for welcoming, there are similar expressions. Settle in is one, meaning to get comfortable in a new place or situation over time, like when you first move into a new house. It suggests a process of adjustment. Another close cousin is make yourself comfortable, which is often a more immediate invitation, usually implying physical comfort, such as finding a good seat or adjusting to the temperature. Make yourself at home is broader, encompassing not just physical ease but also a sense of belonging and freedom to act naturally.
To sum up, make yourself at home is a wonderful idiom for hospitality, inviting guests to shed their inhibitions and truly relax in someone else's space. Its origins lie in the timeless act of welcoming, reminding us that shared comfort strengthens connections. So next time you're hosting or are a guest, remember this phrase. Offering it can instantly put someone at ease, transforming a polite visit into a truly warm and memorable experience. It's about creating a welcoming atmosphere where everyone feels genuinely at home. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is take it or leave it. This means an offer is final, allowing no negotiation. You must accept it as presented or reject it entirely. From 19th century English speech, it reflects a direct, no-nonsense presentation of terms, demanding a clear yes or no response. Let's see. Take it or leave it in action. This is my only available appointment time. Take it or leave it. This highlights a fixed schedule. Another instance, the car dealership offered me a fixed price. Take it or leave it, no bargaining allowed. Both clearly present an offer as final, demanding an immediate decision.
For similar ideas, try my final offer. This signals no changes, but sounds less abrupt. Or use its non-negotiable, stating an unalterable point. While take it or leave it is blunt, these offer slightly softer, yet equally firm, declarations of finality.
In summary, take it or leave it signifies a final, non-negotiable offer. This direct expression emerged from 19th century everyday language to present an ultimatum. It's useful for being firm and clear about your terms, ensuring no misunderstandings. Convey unwavering resolve in your dealings. I'll see you next time with another great expression.